friends, my name is Leslie. I'm a Dominican living in Poland. Welcome or welcome back if you have been here before. It's so nice to see you. Today, we're gonna be talking about things that you should consider if you want to move abroad for love. You might be wondering, Leslie, what experience do you have on that? Well, I fell in love with a Polish man and left my country never to be seen again. I hope that's not true. I really want to go back home. Anyway, the point is that today we're going to explore the things that you should think about before moving abroad for love. The first one is the cultural and lifestyle differences in relationships. So you really need to think when you're first talking to someone or when you are doing your long distance relationship, it's so easy to get blindsided by the reality of actually living together with someone because it's so, everything's so happy. You're just getting the good morning text and talking 24/7 and oh my god, this person is perfect. And yeah, they might be perfect, but still you need to really talk about what are the things that you are expecting out of life, because once you make that big step of basically dropping your whole life in your country and moving to someone else's country, it's gonna be so hard if you move there and you're disappointed by the plans to the future that you have. It's also really important to focus on, am I going to like this country? You might think now that love can conquer all, and if you don't really like the country or I don't know, for whatever reason, it's gonna be okay. But I see people crying on the internet all the time about moving abroad for love, and then they just realize that they don't like this place. In my case, thankfully, I have been really investing myself into the Polish culture as much as I can. I still don't speak the language perfectly, don't come from me, but like even this YouTube channel and exploring things and trying to find similarities between my culture and the Polish culture or just learn about it, it's so important because at the end of the day, you're not gonna be with your partner 24/7. You also need to enjoy the place where you're at. So if you're someone that, I don't know, just doesn't like cold, it wouldn't make sense for you to move to Poland, for example. So yeah, this is just something to think about when you are making plans together and choosing where to live, because maybe you don't need to move, maybe they need to move to where you're at if they like your country, for example. Then the next thing I want to talk about is related still a little bit to the integration, and that's like, how are you gonna make your money, girl? Really important, because again, it can seem like such a daydream experience to just plan your future together, and you can kind of think like, yeah, whatever, I'll just get a job wiping tables or whatever. But there's a lot of things that you need to consider, especially the language. As I said before, I did fall into the trap of English is the universal language, which is not. I mean, yeah, a little bit, but you understand what I mean. I was thinking, I had some call center experience before, so I was thinking that I would just come here and land a call center job because normally, that's in English, or I don't know, I also speak Spanish, so it's gonna be okay. But the truth about it is that we live in the north, there's not so many call centers here, and most of the call centers that there are, they are looking for people who speak German, for example, or Russian. So you really need to do your research of where you're going to be, what is the job market like in your area, or if you just want to go ahead and try working remotely. That's another option that a lot of people may choose because that allows you to be in Poland or be whatever you want to be and receive a different salary, might be, or just like more opportunities, because maybe if you don't speak Polish, like for example in my case, that's an option that you might like to consider. The next thing is how moving abroad for love can make or break your relationship. As I mentioned before, when you are in the honeymoon stage and you're just getting to know each other and he's living there, you living here, it's so easy to think, oh my god, this is the perfect person. And they might be your perfect person, like my fiance is my perfect person. Still, it's gonna take some time for you to really get to know each other. In our case, we spent a month and a half together or something like that. we became boyfriend and girlfriend, he went back to Poland, and we said, you know what, we're gonna try to make this work, and he was going to come back on December. At the end of the day, he went back 3 times that year, so we did have more opportunity to kind of see each other and blah blah blah, but still, it's not the same. You are on your best behavior when you see someone for 2-3 weeks. When you actually move in together, it's going to be that you start to see who they really are. And this is not on a bad light or nothing like that, but for example, if you're a really organized person, maybe ask this person, because the two of us are really messy people, and we don't like being in messy places, but we are messy people, so we don't have big arguments, but 90% of our arguments is going to be related to some organizing things. It's just like that. So do your research, person on the internet considering to move abroad. What are the things that are a big no-no for your partner and a big no-no for you? You need to know that, definitely, because once you take that step, it's hard to go back. The next thing is just the legal and logistical challenges of moving abroad. If you are from Europe or America or, I don't know, Singapore, and you have the best passport ever, you can skip over this. But if you come from a place with not the greatest passport ever like me, you do need to consider the legal things and logistical things about it. In my case, when I came here, I was pregnant. So that meant that we really needed to get this process going fast, because I would not be able to travel if I was too pregnant, you know? Or, for example, I have been waiting for my residency card for 2 years because I moved here end of 2022, which means that there is literally a war happening next to us, and they just have to process so many people coming. So I completely understand that they take their time, because they need to make sure that the people who are coming into Poland are the people who they want to have in their country, and that's completely fine. But you need to be aware that there's going to be challenges and things that you cannot control, you know? And are you really willing to go through that? Because, girl, I have delivered so many papers, and it's just like, I promise I will not steal. I promise I will not steal nobody's job. Please just let me be here. I just want to be here in my small house in the countryside with my baby and my man. But again, I understand this is just a process. So do a lot of research. You can search YouTube for people who talk more in detail about how they went to wherever they wanted to go. Or maybe just think about it. Does it make more sense that your partner comes to you? Because, for example, for my fiance to go to Dominicana, really easy. Because, again, European. They were not happy just colonizing us. This is a joke. This is a joke. But they did colonize us. But not Poland in particular. So good job, Poland. Woo! You may be a little bit poorer, but you have a clearer consciousness. Yeah, whatever. The next thing, and I think you really don't think about this when you are in the bubble of love, and that is the impact of moving abroad on family dynamics and how much you're gonna miss your country. I was always dreaming about traveling. I had never traveled before I moved to Poland. I had never gotten on a plane. I had never been outside my country. And I live in an island, so you can understand that. I guess when you live in the continent, it's easier to get different interactions and travel abroad and blah blah blah. But I live on an island, so Dominican Republic was all I knew. And I was not expecting how much I was gonna miss my country, how much more I was going to appreciate the things from my country. Like, I cannot explain to you how much more Dominican music I listen to now just because I'm not there. How much, like, you just need to know that people are gonna get married, people are gonna have babies, people are gonna have their birthdays, and you will not be there. You will be the aunt that is living outside the country. The aunt that got away. And it's so, I don't know, we see these things online about I'm the rich aunt who moves abroad. I'm not rich, so maybe I cannot relate to that. But yeah, it just seems like such an idyllic thing. And when you are that family member who is abroad, you are just constantly missing everyone and wishing that you were there. Like my family does a big get together around May, and I was not there. And I want them to see my son. I want my mom to have a relationship with my son. And you know, later when I can travel again, yeah, for sure. But still, even once I get my residency card, it's not like I will be able to travel freely and just go there and stay 6 months and come here and be 6 months. It doesn't work like that. So yeah, you just really need to think about it, and you really need to think about if you're willing to give up those moments. You know, not to end things on a kind of negative note. There is WhatsApp, there is Messenger. Like you will be having opportunities to connect with your people still. I talk to my mom every day, maybe every 2 days, most time every days. And I have dates in specifically when I talk to my friends. I've had a hard time making friends in Poland just because I have a toddler and I live in a small village. It's just how it is. So I do rely a lot on my support system from back home, and I still keep present in their lives. So, it's just how it is. But it's definitely something that I would say that you need to consider before you move abroad for love. And that's it. I think that if you consider those things and you really think about it and make your list or however you like to organize your thoughts, and you still think that your love is worth it and that you want to try this experience, it's definitely really rewarding. I just gave you a bit of a rundown of the things that you need to consider, but in my personal experience, yeah, like I moved here pregnant. I had my baby. I went through postpartum here. And it's been hard sometimes, but definitely it's been really rewarding. And I am just so happy that I get to be with the person I love, that at the end of the day it doesn't matter. And thankfully also he's really open to visiting my country. He misses my country as much as me. So it makes me feel better about it. So yeah, that's all I have for today. Please remember to subscribe. We are almost in 500 subscribers. Can we get there? Please help a sister out. Drop a like, a comment, let me know what you think, and if you are Polish, please let me know what you think about people emigrating to your country for love. See you on the next one. Bye!